E-Log's going to make a better driver. That E-Log's a crock of shit. Once that truck moves, that clock's rolling. They can't stop it. So if they're sitting there for 3 or 4 hours to get into a dock, another 2, 3, 4 hours to get unloaded or reloaded, then they want that load 1,000 miles by morning. They don't have the time. Without being able to stop that clock, such a danger that they're putting out on the road, because all these guys are so afraid of losing their job if they ain't there on time. So they're going to make it dangerous. How many wrecks have we had increased since we started with the E-Logs?
What's going on with the truckers? So this is the debate of the century. You know, a lot of people say that ELD messes people up, forces people to drive when they shouldn't drive, and that's causing a lot of crashes and just a lot of problems. Now, what are your thoughts about this? Because the other hand, there are people that say, look, if you're having a problem with the ELD, that meant that when you're on logbook, you probably had 2 or 3 or 4 logbooks, or you're scratching the lines and going off duty again and resetting. You know, so from that, what are your thoughts? Comment down below. Do you think the ELD is definitely pressuring people to truck drive when they shouldn't? Truckers, welcome to the Asian Mind Show. Me and my guy Clarence here, we're just BSing around. What company do you own?
AMC Auto Transport.
You know, how many years you been in the game?
This May will be 40 years.
40 years?
40.
40. I like how you have that half like shirt on off. That's like
well, with no sleeves, it's a cheaper shirt. You know, I save some money like that.
Oh man, you know, we were just BSing off camera, and we were just talking about how I showed you a picture of that truck that got that crazy violation, no straps on it, and what did you say?
He'd be fired right on. The cop should have took his license right there on the spot.
You know,
period. I mean that was. There's no way to describe how dangerous that was. You know, one of them crates fall off. It takes out an innocent family, little 2-year-old kid or 6-month-old baby, all because of ignorance and stupidity. But they're going to worry about the E-Log. The E-Log's going to make a better driver. That E-Log's a crock of shit.
Tell me about that. You know, tell me about, because as a car hauler and as a mover, we don't have too much pressure.
Right. We don't actually have appointments. These guys with the dry boxes and the reefers, they have appointment times to be there. Now they get in there. They got to be there, say 3 a.m. in the morning. They may not even get backed up to a dock till 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. Now, once that truck moves, that clock's rolling. They can't stop it. So if they're sitting there for 3 or 4 hours to get into a dock, another 2, 3, 4 hours to get unloaded or reloaded, then they want that load 1,000 miles by morning. They don't have the time. Without being able to stop that clock, it's such a danger that they're putting out on the road, because all these guys are so afraid of losing their job if they ain't there on time. So they're going to make it dangerous. How many wrecks have we had increased since we started with the E-Logs? It's phenomenal.
It's crazy,
because
right?
they're trying to outrun a clock that they have no business being forced into.
So you think there's a good chance that this guy that forgot straps on his load, he was just so pressured running the time?
It could have been that.
It could have been that, right?
Yes, it could have. Because they want it, and they want it now. You know, these brokers, especially with the dry boxes and the reefers, okay? Especially the reefer units. You sit out there in the back of this parking lot, at 6 o'clock in the morning, you watch these guys come around. Every reefer or dry box they come to, they mark it down. If they look if there's a seal on it. If there's no seal on it, the prices, the more empty trucks sitting there, the lower the rate is to get you out of here. The more boxes that have the seal on it, the higher the rate is to get the guys to take it. It's just a chicken shit game for these brokers to steal more money off the drivers. That's all it is.
I'll tell you, man. So overregulated, and brokers just shitting on us as always.
Yep.
So you know, how do we change that? How do we fix that?
Well, that COVID mask ain't gonna help us, because we're still gonna drown into bullshit. So.
And we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
There's the only, you know, 1970 we had a massive truck strike, and that's what we need. These people got to understand. They don't have enough National Guard to come out here and drive 3 million trucks. It's impossible. They can't do it. You know, they talk about Biden and Obama and Trump running this country. We, the truckers, control this country, because without us, they have nothing. They can't even wipe their butt without us.
Ooh,
literally.
I felt that, brother.
Literally. They can't do nothing without us. It's not like back in the 20s and 30s and 40s when people had their own farms and grew their own vegetables, raised their own beef. Nobody has nothing. The American people, we are so stinking lazy anymore. And we depend on everybody. And that's our downfall.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
This country has two people, leaders and followers. If you're a follower, you're going nowhere. Either you lead or get out. That's the way I feel.
I appreciate you.
Winners and losers. That's it, my man.
Hey, you the best. You the best, man. Thank you
Yeah,
for
my
your
friend.
just honestly, man. Your honesty. That's it.